We are live.
Yes, sir. Another episode of Quarantine Chronicles. What is this? Episode 5?
Man, I don't even know. I don't even know what day it is, bro.
Bro.
Just get lost in the sauce like that.
Only reason I know what today is because I know we go live on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Fridays, right?
You heard
right.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hold on. Let me get this link out to the peoples. You feel me? And then we can do what we do. We could do what we do.
Oh, for sure.
How you doing over there, man? How you holding up?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I'm staying grounded, staying out the way.
I could dig that. I could dig that. I could definitely dig that, bro. Same this way. You know, watching everything unfold. Hoping that we can get back outside and make some real moves.
Oh yeah, you know what's coming.
Yeah, bro. That's about it. Hold on. Throw this link up in IG, and then we can kick the shit. Yes, sir. All right, you ready, bro?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Friends and Brands. I'm your host, Nick Beam.
I am Mark Wilkins. What's up? What's up, y'all?
What's up, world? And it's another
Nick, what's going on, man?
Quarantine
What you been doing? What you been doing on the Chronicle? On quarantine, bro? What's going on?
Hey, man, just talking junk and trash with my peoples and all these different chats, keeping up with the what's new, the pop culture. And, staying positive and creative as much as I can under these circumstances. What about you, brother?
Man, I've been chilling these last couple of days. I'm a football guy, man. So I've been watching this draft.
Word.
Looking at all these young boys, all the young homies getting picked up.
How you feel about it so far?
I like some of the picks. My hometown team been sucking. They picks suck. They organization suck. The Bears I'm talking about, I don't know what's wrong with these dudes. Like, they got all these dudes from LSU and Alabama, and you don't pick none of them.
Yeah, them powerhouses too.
Based off needs, like you picking players that's not even close in talent and sheer talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just see it, but I'm happy with what the Buccaneers doing down there because I've been a Buccaneers fan for 20 years.
Buccaneers is cooking, bro. I ain't know that, but Buccaneers is cooking. I ain't even mad.
Buccaneers is going to work.
Yeah, that Gronkowski out of retirement move was very strategic. I don't think that was by coincidence at all.
I saw him in the interview say how he had got that done. The Patriots are going to trade him to the Lions, and he retired. So that way they couldn't trade him because he didn't want to play nowhere else. And he knew Brady was going to leave a couple years later, which ended up being this situation. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Bro,
and he was going hard body in Miami. He got his own weekend in Miami and everything. My boy DJ K Razor DJing. So I'm like, it all made sense. I'm like, he was already lingering in that Florida parts anyway. So that was real creative. Brady and Gronk to pull that off.
Man, that's wild. That's wild. So look, bro,
let's kick it off.
We kicking it off, bro. First, what's your kicks of the day, bro? What's something you've been just checking out?
Hey, I know we them Nike boys, man, and we a lot of the Nikes and the Jordans, man. But I had to switch it up. I had to go with and I got to give an intro to it. I had to rock with one of my partners, man. My boy Alexander John, AJ the Great. If he
I see the shirt. I see the shirt.
I had to switch it up.
I know what you're doing.
And I had to go with the design my boy makes. Now I'm not all the way sold with Puma. Puma's making major moves, but until I get a cosign from Puma, or we get a cosign from Puma, this would be a featured move. But I had to show my boy Alexander John love and break out this mixtape Puma. This joint right here.
Yeah, I saw those side A, side B, like the tape. Yeah, those are hard. I saw those.
Man, side A, side B for my boy AJ. He really. First of all, this silhouette is classic for them. When they decided to come up with this design, I'm like, this design is stick because, I seen a lot of different colorways that was fire. So, yeah, man, I had to shout my boy out. Shout out to Emory Jones. His birthday just passed, too. So, this was their
What up, man?
The little mixtape shirt volume 1,
bro.
the Puma joint. Yeah, I had to support them. They dropped this on network, so I went ahead and copped that. Got the shoes, man. So I had to switch it up and do a Puma, like, you know, for the day. What about you, brother? What you got?
You know me. I'm gonna go with some Nike.
Levon, what's good, baby? Good to see you in the building this week, man.
Levon in the spot. What up? What up, LV? I got the LeBron too. I can't wait to bust these out. I can't wait to bust these out, man.
Them is sleepers, bro. Them is in condition too. Is that a 12?
Yeah.
Oh, might have to catch you slipping in the locker room, cuz.
Yeah, you already know. These coming to a
lifetime near you.
Pinecrest Academy or a lifetime near you once this dust clears. We finna get them summer. Let me say this for y'all that's watching. Them summer runs we about to get cracking at Pinecrest Academy is about to be crazy.
Oh yeah,
me and Levon, we're gonna put some stuff together and get some real summer runs. We got our aces, the lady aces coming back.
Yeah.
And some things we're gonna put in play. But yeah, them Levon twos. I said LeBron twos. Ooh, the Levon twos. Nike, if y'all listening, get Levon his own shoe, man.
Yeah, for sure.
The LeBron twos, one of my favorites for a while.
Comfortable shoe.
Yeah. So that's what I went with today, bro. So
I see you, man. You staying with that hoop heat, man. You like you giving PJ a run for his money, man.
Hey,
you doing some heaters out for the past several weeks, man. So
yeah, bro. That's why I like, man. You know what? And I ain't even dug deep in though. I ain't even dug. I'm just trying to show a little bit here and there, you know. But speaking of Nike, what you think about ASAP Rocky's statement and Nelly's response to him making the Air Force One relevant? Because we're not gonna talk about sales. Sales, we already know. They probably set some years, but we speaking of him making them relevant, as he says, in 2011. What you think?
I think it's a loaded topic, man. I mean, I also, as much as I love these musicians and these artists, I don't think they're doing the best job articulating their opinions. And I mean, I could be completely wrong. He might truly feel like he influenced the Air Force Ones overall when he stepped onto the scene. But I also think more than anything, what's up, Joseph? Good to see you. What up? I also think more than anything, he should have said during his era, because if he's saying he influenced Air Force Ones being resurfaced back on the scene, then I can understand that. But if he's saying overall, I gotta disagree. And I also like Nelly's point too. You know what I'm saying? Nelly feel like, but we also talking about two different artists in two different eras. So Nelly talking about he influenced it. I mean, we can go look at the numbers. I know you said don't look at sales, but you know,
that's a shoe that sold. It's years. It was like 5 years where it was selling out. Then it was like 5-6 years sitting on shelves. It was always out. That's my thing.
Right.
So I don't think for him to say I influenced. When he said 2011, I'm like, dog, you so young. Yeah. You don't even remember what Jay-Z was doing with Air Force Ones, the Gucci Air Force, all that stuff, bro. Lil Wayne was wearing Gucci and Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones. Like,
you can't say 2011, man. You can't say 2011 was us. You got to really look at the whole scheme.
That just shows his age, man.
Our producer Jay Berry, man, made a good point. He was like, just because you just got hip to it, don't mean people haven't been hip to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I've been arguing it. I've argued this in our earlier episodes that Air Force Ones kind of fell off culturally. You know what I'm saying? Like culturally, we wasn't seeing a lot of Air Force Ones. And I just really felt like Nike was pushing it on us. You know, like every other week on Sneakers app, you had just release after release of Air Force Ones. And I'm just like, dog, why is there such a push on these? And here we are talking about ASAP Rocky and Nelly going at it about who pushed the envelope for Air Force Ones. And to be quite honest, we'll never know, because like y'all said, Air Force One's been selling even when y'all wasn't wearing them culturally. Yeah. So it's definitely a loaded topic. I think he needs to go back into a deeper debate on that, because he's leaving us to believe.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We look at all the years before 2011 that had some great Air Force Ones, like the PlayStation Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
The linen ones that I was talking about. All the collabs, like the stashes, all that, bro. Them was way before 2011. What are you even talking about?
Exactly.
All them laser Air Force Ones that came out, that was hard.
Yeah.
The premiums. Remember when Kobe had his face? JV had him. Kobe had his
Yep.
face on the side, and it came
Yep.
with that little leather, like gold tag. Bro, come on, this is way before 2011. So for him to even say that was kind of
yeah. I mean, you leaving too much up to everybody else to assume that you're talking about a whole influence overall. And you know, as much as I love the ASAP movement, very small impact on a bigger scale. You know what I'm saying? But I don't take nothing away because you got Bari, you got Rocky. You know, you got all these different musicians that was really pushing it. And Bari had a good run with the Vallon Air Force Ones. I heard there was very premium pairs. So, I mean, you know, I ain't going to knock him completely, but he just got to be a little bit more clear on what he's saying than just saying overall that he influenced it. You feel me?
Right, bro. Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
like,
man.
You know, it's a wide open, like you said. It can be discussed. You can look at it either way. He did or didn't, but
right,
man. Speaking of trendsetters, what about Travis Scott?
Hey,
I mean, he didn't start it, but he just.
No, we got to talk about it. Listen. You can give that man that credit. Here's why, and I'm glad you asked me that, man.
Okay, the Travis Scott Fortnite concert. That's what we were.
Yeah, Travis Scott Fortnite concert was major. And so backtrack. The first time that I heard about the Fortnite concerts was Marshmello, EDM DJ. And they released his numbers. He did about 10 million in streams, and they said Travis Scott just did 12 million. So, you know, Travis Scott definitely pushing the envelope when it comes to this. And I think it was major. You said you was in there, though. How was it? Because I missed it.
Oh, man, look. Yeah, bro, it's crazy because, like, my brother-in-law, Will, he in the game, and both of my sons, they huge in the game, and my nephews, too. They like 11. So my phone blowing up. My nephew, my brother's son, he called me. He said, "Hey, you and Zai, y'all getting on Fortnite?" Because Zai love Travis Scott and Fortnite, so he remembering it because we was just looking at it the night before. He like, "Dad, you know the concert coming up today, Travis Scott." So I was like, cut on the Xbox, get in, crazy, bro. Travis Scott in this mug like
a giant, right?
Bro, he in that mug like 800 feet tall. He got on shirt off. He got and this is like a cartoon game version.
Yeah,
he got
animated
cargo pants on with the Travis Scott one high. He in there just raging, rapping, just disappearing. The screen's just changing, throwing you all around. Like, bro, it was wild. Like, literally, like to see it and be in there, like feel it with your controllers was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Zane got it. Zane had it on his Nintendo Switch, so we all like in there in different parts. Like, it was wild, but. To hit a song he released that song with Cudi too. It was dope.
Yes, sir. The Scots. Yeah. So my question to you is: do you think this is the new wave? Is this the new trend? Is other artists, brands? Because you know this Friends and Brands podcast, so we got to talk about people's brand impact. You know, are other artists brands big enough to pull off Fortnite concerts and have substantial amount of success as Travis Scott?
I don't know. It got to be like, let me see. Your demographic has to play Fortnite because to get there is kind of tough. Like if you don't know how to operate Fortnite, you ain't gonna just sign up and do it off the jump.
Right.
So Travis Scott, looking at who his followers and like who his fans are, they the right demographic for that. Who else I could see? Probably like if Juice WRLD was still with us, he could definitely pull that off.
XXX.
XXX. Yeah, they could definitely pull something off like that. I think it's cool though, bro. I think it's something different. For now, it's dope. But like once this clear, people want in person, bro. I'm not gonna go on Fortnite and you can come to an arena. So I think it's just for what's going on, our circumstances now. It's cool. So
well, I think that there's some potential movement behind it only because the gaming world is making such an impact. Like you got to look at the numbers. I don't know who we're sharing exact numbers with, but Marshmello did 10 million. Travis Scott did 12 million. The NFL draft did 6 million. You know what I'm saying? So when you really look at, and I might be off with the 6.1 or something like that. But when you look at the numbers of streaming and it's like where the next few generations are going from a brand standpoint, I think it might have some movement. But like you said, at some point, especially being so suppressed behind social distance, at some point, we're going to want to get out here and get back to those concerts and be out in public. But, also looking at the landscape and the climate of the way the world is right now, they saying that small businesses may start to open back up. but you know, you may not see public concerts or large concerts, large gatherings until the fall of 2021. Now I hope that's not true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just looking at all current events, you know, and how it intertwines with branding and putting yourself out there and being able to work. Like, we got to factor in Travis Scott did that and he didn't even have to lift a finger. That was all animation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He
no,
really
bro.
just sitting there and watching himself do what he do. And
all you have to do is, all right, make this look like me a little bit more. Like, the songs were like already pre-played. It wasn't like he was doing it in his crib.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe he
oh,
did agree.
Uzi can pull it off too, bro. Lil Uzi can pull it off too. Show Joe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So hold on. Travis did 12.3 million players participate. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think for me, I'm a big brand guy. You know, that's the reason why I was behind us doing Friends and Brands. From a brand standpoint, man, it's major. Nova Studio says, what would you pay for an animated concert?
Ooh, shit. I wouldn't pay nothing. I would not. I mean, I would only do that because it was free. I wouldn't pay.
So
I wouldn't pay for an animated concert for nobody. I can't even think. Travis Scott, my favorite artist. If that concert had to pay for, I wouldn't have been there.
So let me ask you this then. That's a great point or a good question from Nova Studios. If so, Trolls, which we just watched this not too long ago, and I know you got certain software that you can, you know, hack free movies and stuff like that. But Trolls is going for a hot $20 to get that movie downloaded in the home. So would you pay for the Trolls movie at the house?
Yeah, because first of all, I mean, it comes out in theaters, and I feel like that's cheaper than going to the show anyway, because I gotta pay for me, my wife, 2 kids.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the show is about $50.
That $20 is take up. That would have been like $55 plus the popcorn, $80. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's $20, and you could pay probably $20 and own them. Like I use Voodoo, and my kids like watching movies again. So if I could pay $20 and own it, I'm gonna do that because it's actually the real thing anyway. Like, that's how it is.
So let me ask you this then: if they were doing an animated movie or concert about Travis Scott, would you go pay for that at the movies? Okay. I'm only asking because I'm like, it's a definitely interesting topic if you really look at it, because it's like, we'll spend, which you made a valid point, we'll spend $20, which is very well spent considering that a night out the movies, at least what we at, is about $50. To get that movie in home, but wouldn't pay for an animated Travis Scott concert or whoever. Yeah, because
last night was literally, bro, they killed the graphics. Yeah, it was dope looking, but it was, I mean, if I want to hear the same song the same way, it wasn't like he was on at home, like I'm saying. He was. It was just they hit play on sicko mode, and it was the album version. Hit play on Goosebumps album version.
I got you. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it's just all how we look at it. But I mean, the great thing about us debating this topic is we open up that idea that, don't get caught up in the hype. They just press and play, and they just playing and recording, and you getting hyped off that. And the whole point of going to watch somebody perform is to see what type of physical energy they can give off while performing. I'm very big on performances, so I won't go and watch a lot.
When you say Travis, come on, bro. Yeah. Travis live is different. Is anybody ever seen? Like, this dude live, his energy is crazy. The fire that you can feel, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can feel that, bro.
Yeah, he high energy.
You got people on roller coasters for real. Like, that's different from watching it in a game and digital space.
That's facts. That's all the way facts. Yeah. That's all the way facts.
Yeah. Speaking of digital, bro, what you think about what Swiss and Tim doing? I know we talked a little bit about the verses, but they put out the stats today, like how Babyface followers went from like 800K to like 1.3 million. Teddy was at like 300K. Now he had 800K. I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, that's the power of branding, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the power of branding. We really have to look at how important it is to brand things. And by Timberland and Swiss branding the ideas versus and picking all these musicians or songwriters, just musicians in general, artists, whatever, picking all of these guys that go against each other. And I think people don't realize, like, this is not a moment where they're press and play. Everything is just press play. You tune in for education, especially for a Teddy Riley and Babyface versus battle, because now your favorite songs that you was conceived to, or you conceived someone to, or that was your first dance, your first kiss, whatever. Now all these songs that you had experiences to, there's a backstory to it. Like when Teddy and them talked about him doing the show, the song called The Show, he's like in 11th grade. Like, it's like, wow, it's like, dude, if that's not motivating enough that these guys was putting out bangers in high school, you know, it puts in perspective, like, these kids now ain't the only ones that was putting out bangers. These guys is putting out bangers too. And they've been in the game for so long. So, you know, for Babyface and Teddy Riley's numbers to double, because the number of streams doubled than what they regularly were, and following on social media increase, was amazing. You know, and that's really the power of brand. And I love it. And I can't wait to see who else they bring along to do it. I mean, I just was watching Fat Joe and Diddy on live briefly, and I think they was toying the idea of Diddy and Dre going at Dr. Dre going at each other.
Yeah, remember we said Pharrell and Dre will be back.
Yeah,
Pharrell and Dre would be iconic, bro.
I agree. And the only reason why I say I would be inclined to push for Dr. Dre and Diddy is because of what the stigma behind all of them with Death Row, Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like that could really, because here's what I see, man. I'm a visionary. Here's what I see. They talk about all of the controversial things while playing these bangers. And then they conclude with how much they're in unity with each other, because people have to see that. You got to take people on an emotional roller coaster. You got to have people getting back to that point where they remember that feud happening. Educating those people who forgot about the feud or know nothing about the feud, and then concluding that it was something that should never have gotten to that point, even though it changed people's lives for the good and for the bad. But at the end of the day, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Levine said, using this time to build their brand. Great idea in terms of using this time to share their stories and build their brand. Exactly, Levine. That's exactly what I'm saying. We forget about that. And I think it's a great idea and a great way for us to remember and respect these GOATs, man. Because Babyface is a GOAT, man. And even though Teddy is younger than Babyface, you still got to respect Teddy as the GOAT. He got bad hits that he didn't even pull out his bag. Michael Jackson hits. He got
that he ain't even use. Well, nope. Yeah. Nova Studios just said, should they be streaming on something other than IG?
Absolutely.
Or make it exclusively, or does the exclusivity make it more exciting? I think for that, because you're gonna reach the most amount of people when you go through IG, because you put it right in our face instead of sending out an email, a text. Like, the average person is either on YouTube, like during this quarantine, they on YouTube, they on IG, they on Twitter. And that's really, those are the main three things. If they ain't not on something else, like, so that IG live, Nick Beam is going live with Mark Wilkins, pop up right in your face. It's like, whoa, okay, now I can see what they're doing. But it's like Babyface, and then the world was already waiting on it.
Yep.
So to give people external links makes it harder for them.
True.
To get to it. When you on IG, I'm already on IG. All I gotta do is hit this, boom, I'm within IG. I see all the live comments. Like, yeah, you can do Twitch, you can do all these other ones. I think Instagram makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
it crashed. They need to fix their system now.
That's what I was just about to say. Is I watched my brother DJ Q Ward, my business partner, Unlucky Weirdo, my brother for life. I watched him DJ in a more fluid, more seamless Facebook chat, Facebook Live. And obviously Facebook owns Instagram, so it is what it is. But Instagram is the more popular social media platform. And I think because basically with Swiss, they sent Swiss a message and they basically apologized. And they also sent the message out saying, we know you're trying to enjoy the live, but, you can stream it from your desktop. There's something went wrong with the app on the phone.
Quality. Yeah.
Right. For better quality go on the app. But I'm more inclined to believe that was just the surface of communication with Swiss Beats. They probably are talking to him about restructuring the live format, because what they're doing is,
because if you do Dre and Diddy, it's gonna burn a hole through our phone.
Yeah, because that's more current to the younger generation.
And I think it has to start with the two artists. Like, like Babyface and Teddy needs to go from their desktop. That way, it's more powerful, clarity, all of that. Like then we can all join in on our phones, but you can't start it from a phone and then get a million people and think it's gonna work out smooth. Nah.
Nova Studio said people couldn't get in it like it was a party. Exactly.
No, it was. Yeah.
So they had Tony Baker, comedian Tony Baker, and a bunch of other people were streaming it from their phone. So like I think I jumped on and was watching it for a brief stint off of Tony Baker's feed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that's how powerful it was. And it just go to show, man, if like 2 million viewers was trying to hop on, bro, 4 million viewers or whatever the numbers was, crazy numbers was, like, Instagram sat back and was like, if Instagram is smart, and I'm giving up game, but I know they got some geniuses over there, so I'm gonna give them a little bit of credit. They're sitting back like we can't let this opportunity slip by us because there will be a platform that may try to make a name off of it.
Yeah. If Snapchat come out with something, no close, and make a play off of that. Twitter, make a play off of that. Like, well, we ain't gonna.
Here's the thing, though. As long as it's free, it's gonna be powerful. When we start. Because there was a rumor they said Teddy Riley was trying to get money off of it.
$5. I heard that.
I mean, and I'm just like, dog, this is for fun. Y'all just doing this for fun. So at the end of the day, y'all should not charge for this. Y'all was at the crib doing nothing before this versus battle even popped off. So
probably playing your music anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You was we ain't ask you, even though, and here's the thing, they said Teddy was doing too much. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna be honest. Back in my college days, I was always a showman. So, like, if you tell me the rules, I'm gonna find a way to loophole those rules to give you a better show. You know what I'm saying? So, what can I do within this confine of time that you allow me to perform? So, I was appreciative of him putting on the performance, but of course, the biggest thing that everybody cares about is the sound. And if your sound is not on point, then all the other stuff is a fail. And an unnecessary fail. So, I like what he was doing, but trying to charge, no, bro, you was chilling at the crib anyway. So, I mean, if we stopped you from making music, then we didn't ask you to jump on. We were waiting on who was the next battle anyway. So everybody got hyped. Giving people a courtesy show, man. Let's let us see you still got it, man, without asking for money, because then it's like, that's how you got roasted, bro. Like people was like, oh, this dude had the nerve to charge money or want to charge money and your sound not working, bro. Imagine that. Imagine
anything wasn't working.
Yeah. From a brand standpoint, though, I think this is great. You know what I'm saying? We all bringing it full circle as a brand standpoint is great.
Fact, most definitely. Since we're thinking about brand, talking about brand, I know y'all just saw that they say Ye hit his billion today. That's what he worth. What you think? What you got? I know you. I heard you say something earlier about it, but what you?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be brief with it. Like I'm happy for Ye if he is touching the billion. But it's been such a controversy, and I've been chatting with a few people off and on about this since they released that article. A lot of people don't believe he got that he worth the billion. A lot of people don't believe that the Yeezy brand is that impactful to Adidas collectively. And the evaluation is skewed off of more a publicity thing with Forbes or whoever.
It said 3.3. Yeezy is worth 3.3 billion.
Right. Yeah, Levon, they said 3.3 billion, right? So I remember, when was that article? I remember maybe it almost might have been 2 years ago because it was 2020, so it had to be 2018 that they were evaluating him at $1 billion. So I'm more inclined to believe that it is $1 billion if they was evaluating him then. You can't tell me his sales if he was evaluated at $1 billion in 2018, that now in 2020 he couldn't hit 3.3 billion. Like I think a lot of people that I talk to are probably, I'm not gonna say hating, but I think they're looking through a different scope, a lens based off of what they emotionally feel about him and not the facts. And I also was telling one of my Wall Street homies, he was saying he was one of the main ones saying that his impact may be evaluated at 1 billion, but Kanye himself or whatever is attached to Kanye's brand, which I don't know if that even makes sense, is at 1 billion, or $1 billion plus. And I'm just like, why? I'm like, y'all can't discount the fact that this dude is really keeping Adidas afloat. And then we got into another debate about Adidas' global impact and how on their annual report they don't even have Yeezy or any other designer on the front page of the annual report. And I'm like, and his point was to say that because Ye doesn't own Yeezy outright, that it's kind of outlandish to say that his brand is worth $1 billion plus, and he doesn't have the ownership to that brand. So there's a lot of gray area that needs to come out because there's people that are confusing what it is and what it isn't. So I don't really know. If it is $1 billion, I'm with it. I'm glad, bro. Like, I don't care about none of the personal stuff. Like, again, we all so hard on somebody succeeding. Everybody got something to say about his brand. You may not personally wear the Yeezy brand. So, but just because you don't wear it, you can't say that it ain't selling or it's not.
Kanye is still one of my favorite people when it comes to really a lot of stuff. So it's like, I mean, you know, if he hit it, he hit it. I'm not one to talk about nobody money. I've been, you know, people DM me, yo, bro, what you think about this? What do you think? Ye really got it, man. If he got it, he got it. I hope he do. I hope nothing but the best for anybody. If it was any regular dude, man, I hope he a billionaire. That's great for him.
Right.
But yeah, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. Right. It ain't hard to believe. I saw people in the comments on Complex, or which one was that? I don't know, one of them little blog IG pages, and they all like, man, no, he, no way, bro. Y'all buying every release. Man, them dropped the Zebras 6 times, 4 times, something like that. Crazy.
Y'all eating it up too every time.
Yeah, and then it's a lot of pairs he releasing. It ain't like he just dropping 100 of them. Dude flooding the market, and they selling out every single time, bro. So it's like
JB was saying Forbes comes up with the numbers by calculating assets and not and asking individuals. No true amounts are given. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, nobody really know. Like, I'm not sitting here counting pockets, and I'm definitely not about to discount his pockets based off of personal opinion.
Hey, if it's in Forbes, it happened, bro. Well, that's how I look at it. It's good. I mean, that's good pub. Congrats to him. But yeah, like I said, I mean, we'll never know. I'm sure we ain't never gonna access that info, but I think it's dope. I think it's dope that, you know, he even up in that conversation.
Yeah, and I think the controversy behind it is only gonna make things better. And look, like you said in the last episode of the Quarantine Chronicles, the StockX situation with Nike ain't even scratching the surface when the majority of the Yeezy stuff being bootlegged through their website. So if they figure out a way to figure,
that's crazy.
Yeezy,
he stopped the fake, bro. That's $6-7 bill. If they could stop. Oh, look what LeVon just said. Did we see what Nike doing with Kawhi, his claw logo?
Nigga, what you said about Yeezy? Hold on, let me address this. He said, Nick, what you said about Yeezy not owning the actual name Yeezy or whatnot brings up Kawhi. Oh, okay, yeah, Kawhi can't keep the logo of the claw he had.
Yeah, that's crazy. He lost that lawsuit to Nike too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a great topic that we got plenty of time to discuss, LeVon, and we're gonna do that. Like, we appreciate you for that. Bro, I can't stress it enough, man. We sit here, we started Friends and Brands podcast almost a year ago. And we're approaching a year, toward the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Branding is important, man. You know, Mark has an extensive background working with brands like Finish Line. He's worked with Nike. You know, he's worked with musicians. I have a similar background. I worked with, you know, NFL athletes. I've worked with Nike directly. I've worked with 5 Hour Energy. You know, we've both been creative directors for different companies, and I work corporate America, like you name it. More so behind the sales and marketing aspects of it. 10 plus years of sales, maybe 15. I don't know.
Yeah.
This branding thing is important, man. Kawhi, especially for Kawhi to be such a polarizing player in the NBA, not so much a polarizing player off the court, but more so a polarizing NBA player. He's gaining all the accolades. He's easily can be talked about, even though I have my debates about him, and that's another episode. But I love him though. You know, I love him as a hooper. You need everything that you can get at this point. And that logo is dope. That's a logo you could put up with the logo. You could put it up with the Mamba logo, the Jordan logo. You'll notice that everybody knows you as the claw. It's important for you to lock that down, man. And especially when you're dealing with Nike, man, because Nike's a monster. That's a monster that it's hard to beat. So it sucks that he lost that lawsuit, man. But
yeah, Nike bogus though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a bogus move. I think they could have gave
bro.
it. Like,
y'all didn't even get a man his own shoe. Now y'all should have looked at this like, man, let's give him his logo since we couldn't provide him a shoe. That's what every athlete wants. He felt he was too big. He was getting too big, which he was. He was Finals MVP. He was getting big at that point. About to go to Toronto, bro. Y'all could have locked him in.
Yep.
Y'all could have definitely locked him in and gave him his own shoe.
Y'all let him go to
take nothing.
Like, come on. Why would y'all let him go to New Balance? Like, of all brands, man, you got to do.
Just tell me this, bro. Tell me this, Nick. Tell me if I'm wrong. This make me think of another question. Is Paul George a bigger athlete than Kawhi Leonard?
Nope.
Is Giannis? I mean, neither one of them got a Finals MVP or a ring.
Or defensive MVP or All-Star MVP.
Like, first team all. You know what I'm saying? He got some accolades, bro.
And
you can argue got his own shoe.
And you can argue Kawhi is stopping people from winning multiple championships.
He's defending the best players. Like
he breaking up dynasties in from the east to the west, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Shoe. It's nothing to give.
So Nike, for y'all to be like, we're still gonna fight this is bogus as hell. Y'all should have gave
would have paid so
logo.
much money, man. For every time I see. Every time that I see somebody wearing a weak ass New Balance basketball shoe, and no disrespect to New Balance, I like your leisure, but you have no business in the basketball realm. It sucks because that could have been Kawhi with Nike. But LeVon brings up a really good point that I gotta bring up. He said that makes LeVar Ball argument on wanting to bring your brand and partner with a major brand so you keep what it is yours. See, LeVon, that's such a boy. You are on fire today. Oh my God, you're on fire today. I often praise LeVar Ball and the Ball family. I did it on the episode here, and I'll continue to talk about LeVar and praise that man regardless of how much people think he talks. The idea of setting your kids up in high school, college, and going into the NBA with their own brand, own shoe is phenomenal. Let me share a little bit of facts with y'all. This is what a lot of people got to realize behind this branding thing, and I'm going to tell y'all a little gem, a personal experience I had. So back in 2011 or 12, I was working with Braylon Edwards, my beloved brother, Braylon Edwards, one of the best, if not the best receiver in Michigan's history, and slept on receiver in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. I know all the personal ins and outs with that dude. So, you know, my opinion is going to stay biased because I know more facts than people that are arguing against me. We had an opportunity to pitch reality shows, right? And during this time that we were pitching, I met with BET, I met with Oxygen, MTV, phenomenal meetings, right? If things lined up differently, then, you know, you probably could have seen me on multiple reality shows. We had an episode on Hard Knocks that really spawned the idea when they were doing it in New York. And during the time that we shot, we made an actual reality show reel with Den of Thieves, who are responsible for multiple 30 for 30 documentaries on ESPN. So Den of Thieves is very established. And we're pitching, and we got turned down pretty much, right? And that caused some discouragement in our camp. What ends up happening is, I believe this is during lockout time, me and Braylon end up going to Los Angeles, right? And we end up going to, I think, the SLS. Before we were going to the SLS, I just, maybe a week prior, just watched one of my favorite reality shows, and that's Rob and Big. And people don't know how dope Rob and Big is, or don't realize how Rob and Big is, and here's why. Before I continue on with my SLS story, Rob Dyrdek has at the time, about 60% ownership in his show. And just, I'm gonna leave it at that, 60%. So I'm watching one of my favorite episodes of Rob and Big. Speed things up, we back in LA. We at SLS, check into our hotel rooms, go down to the pool. Right as we heading down to the pool, guess who we see? We see Big Black from Rob and Big. So I yell out to Big Black, and I'm not really a person to get starstruck. I done sat in some rooms. But I'm happy to see them because I'm like, yo, I was just watching the show, And I would like to meet these guys if I had the chance. So I see him and I had a chance to meet Big Black. Fast forward things, we wound up kicking it with Big Black. And I asked him, I said, yo, me and Braylon are in the process of pitching the show. We're in the process of trying to transition into Hollywood. I need your honest opinion on how all this works. Big Black told me this, the power of branding. Big Black talked about his actual relationship with Rob and them being friends more than them being talent and security for talent. He said, well, first of all, we all know that Rob Dyrdek was the Michael Jordan of DC brand. So let's just put that on the back burner. But Big Black Boykin created the double B on a T-shirt. I'm off with these numbers, but his T-shirt and his sneakers, his T-shirts did almost $5 million in revenue, and his sneakers about $2 million.
Oh yeah, he went crazy with the shirts for sure.
He went ape, bro. He went ape shit crazy with that. And a lot of people don't understand that because they just see the reality show. And the reason I was telling you about Rob Dyrdek owning 60%, because nobody owns 100% rights of their brand if you sign yourself over to a reality show. People just going, that's why you see people on Real World and you or these other reality shows, and they'll be crying and saying, that's actually not me. That's not how I act. They don't have any control. It's all about the drama and the climate of the show that they're trying to present. So when I bring this up, you got a guy like LeVar, you know what I'm saying, LeVar Ball, who probably realized all this stuff. And you don't know if you're going to get the best shot not doing the things and taking those risks. So you got to say the things you say for clickbait. You got to do the things you're going to do. Because I keep saying none of this, nobody looks at the Ball brothers the way that they're looking at him if LeVar didn't say what he was saying. If LeVar wasn't trying to push for Big Baller Brand. If, you know, LeVar wasn't trying to push for Facebook reality shows. Like, people don't understand that. And so when I bring up my personal experiences, I'm like, yo, the way I was pitched to even get into reality was by a lady by the name of Stacey Garcia. Shout out to Stacey Garcia. She's still doing her thing. But she was the one who broke down how Kris Jenner was doing what she was doing with the Kardashians. I already knew about that play in motion right when it was on the bubble. So, bro, like, when I tell you the things that I saw LeVar doing, I'm like, yo, I see the idea, I see the vision, because this is how it's going to work, man. Like, it's such a tough cookie to crack when you're trying to get into the NBA and trying to brand yourself. And there's no way for certain that these brothers is going to be recognized the way they was without all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's right, bro.
Yeah, man. But what else we got in here? Oh, and so yeah, with the power of branding too, I wanted to bring that up. So that's where Kawhi messed up. But yeah, Levon said not Paul George, Giannis. We can argue, but Kawhi, in my opinion, is more of a major draw card than Paul George. Oh, I agree with that.
I think accolades, bro. Like, even Russ. I mean, Russ was on Jordan brand before Kawhi got there, right? So he his place in line. But I mean, people get a shoot. People want winners. They want a winning pedigree. Him from a winning program. He came from the Spurs. Like, he could have got a shoot. That's all I'm saying. Because Nike and Jordan brand he was with Jordan brand. Let's get that right. He wasn't with Nike, but Nike owns the right to all of that, and that's why he was fighting them in court. But I think this dude. I think this dude deserves the shoe. They should have gave him his own shoe.
You got to control your brand, man. You got to control your brand. So I don't
think Paul George gets a shoe, and I know that's Nike. Giannis too. I don't think Giannis or Paul George gets a shoe before Kawhi Leonard.
No, absolutely not. I mean, not especially because the hardware is there, and it's not like he was on. We're not talking about the idea that Kawhi was getting rings with Tim Duncan.
And then harder to sell. Yeah. Like, Giannis don't even speak English clearly. Yeah. Like, he not marketable like that. No. Paul George just started doing commercials, and most of his commercials corny as hell.
Yeah, I mean,
Gatorade commercials like that.
He just
like Kawhi, you can sell him as being a quiet dude. Like, people think his laugh is hilarious. Fun guy. You know what I'm saying?
Really ran with that.
Ran with that, bro.
That's more of the way I see it, that's saying I'm the fun guy is more of a Nike thing than it would be New Balance. Like, I can see that all over a Nike shirt. Like, fun guy.
Come on, bro. Fun guy, Nike fan.
Yeah, they dropped the ball.
They messed up, bro. They messed up with that. Hey, before we get out of here, I just want to let everybody know to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share these videos. Send us y'all questions. Share it with friends. Check out the podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music. But just wanted to do that little drop real quick. But yes, LeVon, you feel me? Like, come on, bro. When we thinking about his accolades and then how to looking at players marketing, who else got a shooter? I mean, Kyrie's came before all of them. Yeah. But like as of late, Paul George and Giannis shoe, like that's Nike, like I said, but still, bro, it's under that umbrella. Like, man, y'all should have gave that man a shoe, dog. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. I agree with you on that, bro. Well, that's our time, man. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna say we got some real interesting topics for the next episode too, that we want to touch on. So we're gonna drop all of them.
We're gonna start trying to get some guests on here too, bro.
Yeah, man.
A couple people want to hop on.
Same here.
Guests, you get their people in, let them ask some questions. So, I appreciate y'all.
Yep. Another episode of Quarantine Chronicles. This Friends and Brands podcast. We'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.